Today is May 22nd, 2023. Sheriff, can you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is area plan.
We have a request for reduction of surety. It's a commercial entrance, C22055 at 9830 Point View Drive, Chandler Real Estate, Inc. by Bruce Bennett, owner. We're holding a cashier's check and escrow, $17,915.70, guaranteeing the construction. They're requesting one additional year. They've had 1 year, and the surety expires June 3rd of 23. And the county engineer signed off on the dollar amount.
And for the record, it's not a reduction. It's the same dollar amount, isn't it? Just a holdover?
It's just an extension?
17.
Yeah, it's extension.
Yep.
It's extension.
It's an extension request. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anything else, Bobby?
No, the dollar amount's sufficient.
Make a motion to approve.
The extension, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, we have another extension request. Meyer Warrick Subdivision, Meyer Stores Limited Partnership by Michael Kinsel, VP of Real Estate. We're holding 2 letters of credit, one for the entrance at $85,000 and one for drainage construction at $214,000. They've had 8 years. They're requesting 1 year at the same dollar amount. These letters of credit expired June 27th of 23, and county engineer signed off on the dollar amount for the entrances, and county surveyor signed off on the dollar amount on the drainage.
So, Bobby, let me ask you a question. With inflation the way it is, how can these still be the same price?
Well, I haven't looked through the drainage construction, but that was the surveyor's office. But the entrance was highly inflated in price when they first submitted it. So it's still more than adequate to cover the cost.
If we don't grant this, what does that mean?
We would have to either release it or build it.
Build it. That's what it's for. And I have asked for an update, like what's their plan?
What's their plan?
The person I'm talking to, he doesn't know. He's just doing what he's being told to do. And he said he would let me know. He has not. I did let him know that commissioners were getting concerned with how long this is taking. Their other option is they would have to file to vacate the plat, and then it could all go away, but they would have to do that.
So if we don't approve the extension, they have to vacate the plat, or can they just kind of start over on the drainage and the drive?
If you don't approve the extension, then the county withdraws the letter of credit, and then the county has to install it.
But we would be installing something for nothing that's there.
Right. We don't want to do that.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just land. This is
Yeah.
silly to keep going through this every year.
Part of me wants to force them to make a decision. Make a decision what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're not going to build anything there, that's a sell the land so we can put something else, on. Is my 2 cents, but
Yeah, I've never seen this happen. It's just, they let it sit there like this.
So,
Yeah,
you
because
tried to
they're
contact
carrying
them,
money to
tried
hold
get
these
some
letters of
answers.
credits.
I did, yes. And he would
But you
Table
know
it one
what?
time before the
if we could
27th.
sell that piece of property, somebody's going to build on it. We could be collecting
Right.
tax dollars.
Yeah, we would have enough time.
Table it once before the 27th of June.
If we table it, could you reach out to them and say it's tabled and if they might not approve this and you guys would have to go back to replat, blah, 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 or whatever?
Yes.
I make a motion to table to our next meeting.
Second.
For first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
We do have one sidewalk acknowledgement, Berkshire Phase 1, Jago Homes, Inc. by Manuel Ball, VP of Land. Abbeywood Drive at 789 lineal feet. Belmont Drive, 534 lineal feet. Brompton Drive at 3,725 lineal feet. Camden Drive, 678 lineal feet. Corydon Boulevard, 320 feet. Park Boulevard at 395 feet. And we've been holding 10,560 in the letter of credit. They've had 6 years, and what we're holding expires June 28th of 23. And the county engineer has inspected and signed off on this as well.
All good?
Yes, the sidewalks had been constructed. I'll make a motion to approve the sidewalk acknowledgement.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. That's all, Molly.
Okay, that's all for the planning commission.
Thank you.
Next order of business is the approval of minutes from the May 8th, 2023 regular session.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Next order of business is our county administrator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight on the consent agenda, we have the county auditor claims voucher report date of 5/17/23, the payroll voucher date of 5/19/23, Alcoa Fuels road use agreement for New Harmony Road, United Fidelity Bank temporary road closure for their annual Community Day event, the approval of the economic development vehicle purchase, the clerk's monthly report for the month of April 2023, and the S&P Global Agreement.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
And I have one other item, Mr. President.
Okay.
The Indiana, Steve Raleigh is not here. Economic Development has applied for the Indiana Activation Grant. They've been awarded the funds to create an art space. Do you have something on that?
Yes, Debbie downstairs, and Steve asked me to cover this for him tonight. I'll pass these around. There was a state Indiana destination grant that could be applied for, a 50-50 match. And that, Steve applied for that. That is what the project is going to be, is a photo opportunity at heart. It says Warrick County in 6-foot tall green letters with the I missing. And it will create a place to have shareable branded moments and will be located in a scenic location in Warrick County. Plans to have the sign appear in a new location each year. It's going to start at Freedman Park first. So like you can step in the eye and take a picture of yourself. The amount of the grant, it is a state grant, not a federal grant. The amount of grant received was $21,700 and is to be matched by $21,700 out of Steve's budget. There will be some reporting to go with it. I told him I'll be helping him with it. And he does need the grant contract signed by the commissioners. The Husk
Get one of those
Signs
selfie
is a
things on your
vendor.
phone.
You got
It's going to be
space
doing
big
the
enough for me.
Warrick.
So we just need to approve the grant contract itself.
So is that contract in order?
I think you should have it
I
signed.
haven't seen it. I assume
It says
economic
Warrick
development's
Heights.
paying for it, so I assume
Herb is-
Herb is looking at that. Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to approve as long as legal counsel's approves the contract.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
My
Aye.
motion carries 3-0. Thanks, Debbie.
That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, next order of business, our county attorney.
Thank you, Mr. President. 3 items today. First item is ordinance 2023-09. Was passed several meetings ago. We've identified, Aaron identified a scrivener's error. On page 11, the very last sentence, it says each day in which a person operates a food establishment of vending machine unit should be or vending machine unit. So we just need to correct that scrivener's error on page 11.
So it
Just by
needs to
motion.
be a motion. I make a motion to make the correction.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. The second item on the agenda is a Baird engagement letter for the services, underwriting services for the community correction facility bond project and sheriff's office bond project. This has been tabled twice. There are several changes that I requested with Baird. All but one has been agreed to at this time, but there is still one outstanding change that has not been agreed to.
I think there's still some questions with this, or questions that I have. I think the
I agree.
commissioners have. I make a motion to table to our next meeting of, is that May 22nd?
That would be
Or no.
June
Let's try though.
June 12th.
I'm trying to slow down time. June 12th. Thank you.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Last item on the list today is Centerpoint has requested an easement at New Hope and Maple Grove for the purpose of establishing or adding a power line pole that has been reviewed by the county engineer and map describing where that pole would be, and engineer's requirements to have certain amount of foot off the roadway. But he can sure comment on that, but the easement itself is in order.
They staked the location for us to visually view out there, and we went and inspected it and have no issue with the easement.
Listen to New Hope and what?
Center Point.
New Hope
Or,
and Maple Grove.
That's bounded, that's the name of their project. This specific location
This
is
is on South Pelzer,
Pelzer
actually.
Road.
Yep.
Okay. I was gonna say those are, didn't make sense.
Out by Mount Gilead.
Got it. Okay.
I
So
make,
you're okay with it, Larry?
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to approve the New Hope and Maple Grove Center Point easement.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Next order of business is our grant and development director. Double duty this evening.
Do it all. Who cares? Debbie Bennett Steersman with the Grants Department. I have three things. I would like to add one additional thing, and that's the approval of all of the 49 individual ARPA COVID supplemental grant contracts. I'm not going to read each one.
Oh,
I don't have one with me. Okay, the first item that I have is I have three separate contracts for ARPA competitive grant funding that were approved at the May 8th meeting. And typically you approve these one at a time. So the first one is for $50,000, and it is between the county and J.D. Sheep Foundation. Her intention with the $50,000 is to raise additional funding to do 4 homes in Warrick County. And she does have a meeting with the Veterans Office. I asked her, and you told me to ask her, and she is going to come and meet with him.
good.
So we need to make that on a separate motion.
Correct. This is the first agreement, and it's for $50,000.
I make a motion to approve the JD Chef agreement for $50,000.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Okay, the second was a award of $100,000 to the town of Chandler for 2 sidewalk locations, one at Town Park to finish the sidewalk around the lake, and the second was a sidewalk and bridge over a ditch between Cherry Street and Sports Park where the new bike trails are located, and it will allow citizens to have a paved path from Chandler School to the bike trails without having to access Washington Avenue. Again, the contract for $100,000.
Is everything good with Chandler?
think so.
You got a beaver problem.
I guess as long as the water doesn't back up that direction. I don't think it's making it that far.
You good with this?
Yeah, I mean, we already approved the funding, so this is just for the contract.
I make a motion to approve the contract for Chandler Sidewalk Project.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
The last contract was with Studio B, and it's for $3,000. Studio B is providing $1,000 to go with it to take children to see the Otters game this summer. The contract is actually between the county and GEM Ministries, Inc., doing business as Studio B Community Youth Center.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
The last thing, I need a motion to approve the 49 grant agreements to the ARPA COVID-3 supplemental grant funding for small businesses. The contract was has already been reviewed by John Goff and approved.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you, Dave.
Next order of business is our county engineer and highway superintendent.
Thank you. The first item I have is the 2023 paving list. I believe I had emailed that to you. I only have one copy here today. But basically on this list, it is 16.35 miles at a total cost of $2,057,865.
Bobby, quick question. What was your shortfall again this year in monies?
From last year, it was roughly 450,000, I believe.
450,000. So that makes the community crossing grants that you're able to get that much more valuable. So
Yes,
I
and
don't think we can ever say
last
thanks
year
to
and
you.
this year, we've gotten 1.86 million
Yeah.
in community crossing grants.
Yeah, so I don't think we can ever say thanks enough for those.
So thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. But this is basically the budget is 1.7 and the edit 350,000 motor vehicle highway / local road and street and 26,700 out of highway donation for some of the chip and seal around some of the subdivisions in up around New Harmony Road for them where they have requested chip and seal and put that in their budget when they filed for the subdivisions.
Bobby, could you go 1.7 from edit, 3.7 from where?
350,000 from the motor vehicle highway
Oh,
and local road street accounts. And then 26,700 is highway donation.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the paving list.
Second?
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. The next,
Did you say you added something to that though versus our other list? So is that an up-to-date list?
this just has one in District 1, Crossgate Court.
Can you make 3 copies of that, please?
You want me to go ahead or?
Yeah.
Okay. The next item I have is the Bridge 309 on Barchett Road. It's a PE and N construction inspection contract. Basically, this is a bridge deck rehab. We recently completed one on Bullocktown Road, and this has the same general issues that same bridge had. So we want to get a new modified concrete deck overlay installed, and this is the design contract for that, and is $108,500, and that includes the construction inspection process. And I would like approval to proceed with this project.
Bobby, is that out of my district?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
And I had one more thing quickly, and that was for the telephone road project. We had a waiver of partial mortgage release on parcel 48, and this was reviewed by attorney John Goff as well, and would recommend approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Or first and the second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
That is all I have, gentlemen. Thank you.
Bobby, I have a question for you. What was determined on the bridge that we got the email on around Jenner and Anderson? Is that not on private property?
No, that is not. The Jenner and Anderson.
There were that 90s. I thought
Yes.
that bridge
No,
was.
they only vacated to where that gate is.
I thought the gate was on the west side of that bridge.
No, it's on the east side of the bridge.
It used to be right up front there, so they've moved that then.
Yeah, we have several feet of that at Jenner Road. And so we are evaluating that to see, we should be able to do a culvert replacement.
Okay.
And I've talked with the property owner. And so he's aware of the issues surrounding that culvert. And
Is that a culvert or is that a?
it's a small
deck.
structure. So it's a reinforced concrete deck on steel beams, but we will go back with a culvert.
How much farther do we go beyond that structure?
Currently, maybe 50 feet, 60 feet.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Bobby? All right, we have one more item. Mike, weights and measures report. We're on record time here, so you got 2 minutes.
This is pretty quick. I checked 426 gas meters. I rejected 14. I red tagged 7. They have all been corrected. One of the red tags resulted in a fine to Hindelighter Construction for cutting off my red tag without notifying me. And I tried to explain to them the importance of them notifying me so I can do a follow-up as quick as I can. So anyway, that has all been taken care of and the fines paid. And I did 14 truck scales. I rejected 2 of them. They were corrected while I was on site, ENB Paving and Superior Ag. Checked 8 floor scales for portable scales. I rejected 1. Superior Ag, it resulted in 2 fines being issued, 1 to Superior Ag and 1 to Premier Scales. They had cut my seal off and they gave me a big rigmarole about, I went by to look at it and the seal was off. The screw that actually holds the seal was missing. They said, they sent me an email that they were going to work on it. They, after I got there, they said they didn't work on it, or they said they just ordered some parts for it. And then it turned out it wasn't even part of their, they just went and did the inspection, it wasn't part of it. Anyway, it was just a big rigmarole, so I issued them both a fine and they have been paid also. I did 11 counting scales. I rejected 8 of those at Walmart in Boonville because they were continuously running them in an unlevel condition. And I wrote a warning to them that they were gonna have to get them in a level condition and keep them in a level condition. They don't weigh correctly when they're unlevel and teeter-tottering side to side. And that has all been corrected. They had some issues with scales not being properly identified, and that's been corrected. I did 5 hopper scales. I rejected 1 at Metzar Asphalt. It was corrected while I was on site. 2 suspension scales at Walmart and 168 package audits with 3 rejections. It was a cold picnic chicken at Schnucks in Newburgh. They had improper tear down, basically costing consumers an extra 30 cents per package because their tear wasn't correct. So, and they corrected it while I was on site. And I did 1 gram scale, and that's all I have.
Good work, thank you.
Mike, we appreciate all the hard work you've put into this. You're doing a great job.
Don't have-
Questions?
Yeah, Mike, I have one. I got a call from the regional manager, and again, I don't mean to catch you off guard here, but just for clarification, he was kind of complaining that he got fined for a sign that was down, but I told him, I said, I said, you're not handing out a bunch of fines if it's happened once or twice. But I can remember there was a situation in Chandler that it was repeatedly down, and you give them warning. And I think this at 261 in Oak Grove.
It was not Oak Grove, it was on 66.
Oh, it was on 66. Okay. And was that because the sign was not properly? Okay.
Right. And it was repeated warnings too, and written warnings for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I issued him the fine, and since I issued him the fine, I went by there, I took a video of the entire lot and said, you still have no signage up, and he said he would get on it as quick as he could, said they were back ordered or something in their warehouse, but this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
It's not something that I just drove past one time and gave him a fine.
Yeah. I know you've had issues, and that's what I told him. I said, I know this individual, and I said, I got to stand behind their weights and measures, so I just wanted to make sure I totally understood.
I had that wrote down to talk about that, but I just didn't. Yeah. And I also had the weights and measures van PM'd at the county garage.
Great.
Had one flat tire, and Jack took care of it also.
Good deal. Thanks again for the work you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Anything else, commissioners? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll add one more thing.
Go ahead.
I tell you, you talk about a value to the taxpayers, what that guy gets paid. It's part-time money, but he's really a great value to our whole community. Not only does he protect, the consumers, he also, in a sense, protecting the businesses because it can be reversed. So he is a great value. And,
Absolutely.
we always talk about the commissioners are the lowest paid, but I think he is actually. So
Inspected 426 gas.
yeah. So I second Bob's motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
I just didn't want to remind you about his low pay.
So you waited till you got out of the room.
Hey, Michael.
Well, good job, Mike.